Yo, GCSE, what are you telling me? Welcome. How you lot doing, man? 1 second, let me turn this on TikTok. Let me know if you guys can hear me alright. Uh, 1 sec. Going live. Sick. Yo, GCSE, I'm back. Can hear me alright? What are you guys saying, man? I can't believe you guys are joining me on your summer holidays. I love the commitment. Angie, you're studying aqua. What's that? What you guys been up to on your holidays? Wait, L Mosey W Bob. Man like Dan knows about the year 13 banter. Did you come in on my 8-hour stream then? With the year 13s? That's funny, man. That stream was crazy. 8 hours, no breaks. Well, I had a Nando's break, innit? That was it. Charlotte, Bulgaria next week. Come on. Which part of Bulgaria? I only know Sofia and there's another place on the coast. Is it Sunny Beach or something like that? Come on, Drew. You know about the Lun Gang. Mel's gym. It's all about the gym. That's all I've been doing as well. Amateur revising over the holidays. Good. Can you enable captions? I think you can enable captions yourself. No, I can't. I can't do that myself. Nice, Nathan. Did you get a tan? Wasn't there like a huge heat wave over the last few weeks, right? My guy Rayan, what are you saying? Lun Gang, come on. Guys, are you all following me on TikTok? I actually have a GCSE one. My mod should be in the chat. So you can see here it says NeilDoesMaths, right? NeilDoesMaths. So this is very relevant to you guys. So NeilDoesMaths on TikTok focuses a bit more on the A levels, but I do have a GCSE TikTok, so you guys should all be following me on there. So someone from my one of my mods will tell you what the TikTok is that you guys should be following. But you should be following both anyway, right? Yeah, G, I do have TikTok. So it's NeilDoesMaths everywhere. But if yo duos, what are you saying? If you are watching on TikTok though, you won't be able to interact with me. There is a chat at the moment. But I'm only looking at the YouTube chat. So if you're watching from TikTok, what's up? I can't actually see the chat there. But yeah, if you guys want GCSE TikTok, I am going to upload it. One of my team will put it on there for you. Yo, Uthman, what are you saying? This is about an hour long. This is going to be hard because I'm going into year 9. No, it should be fine. It's just like a little bit of what's it? A little bit advanced. But in the beginning, it'll be fine. Okay, Neil does GCSE Maths. So guys, go and follow that and normal NeilDoesMaths just to join the banner. So a few of you have been seeing Lun Gang on the chat. If you don't know already, Lun Gang is the biggest maths community in the world, isn't it? We gained like 30,000 followers in like a month. So everyone here is part of the Lun Gang now. So everyone on TikTok, you just spam Lun Gang everywhere. If you go on hashtag Lun Gang, you will see that it has over nearly 2.5 million views as a hashtag. So guys, we're here to take over the internet, innit? Lun Gang for life. If you're asking what is Lun Gang, it's where's my calculator? You'll see my calculator pop up in a second. Alright, look at my calculator here, guys. Over here, can you see where my mouse is? This button here, it's a mathematical function. You'll learn it when you all do A-level maths with me. In England, I was taught, and I am teaching, we say it is Lun, innit? Man said Lun Gang, come on. But unfortunately at GCSE, we don't look at the function Lun. If your quality is bad, guys, you just need to refresh your stream, innit? So, Neil and Mosey, I'm going into uni. Wait, oh, Ewan, what are you saying, man? Ewan. I'm going into uni September, just here to pay my respects to Neil and Mosey. Yo, respect, Ewan. Can't wait to hear what your results are in like a couple of weeks, man. Damn. Results are coming way too soon. Lun Gangs for life. You guys are nervous about year 11. I was actually watching the chat before it started. I do have a Lun Gang t-shirt duos. I'm just not wearing it at the moment. Sada, this is for like anyone that's going to be taking GCSE. So like if you're in year 9 to going into year 9 or up to year 11, this should be relevant. So yeah, not necessarily higher or not. Don't worry. You lot are saying you're nervous about going into year 11. Trust me. You just need a little bit of process, a little bit of structure. Once you do, you'll realize that it's actually not as bad as you think. I'll look after you in it, and I'll tell you guys how I can look after you throughout the year. But in the meantime, today, we're going to look at factorizing and solving quadratics, because in terms of GCSE, it's all algebra. If your algebra is good, then trust me, you'll find GCSE maths a lot easier, which is why I'm doing this first. So it's only like an hour long, yeah, guys? So I'm going to do an hour of this. I'm going to brief you on factorizing. We're going to do a bit of solving. We're going to do a bit of problem solving as well. Also, if you don't know already, everyone who's part of this, yeah, I also have homeworks for these. It's like 3 questions. So after this, it would be great if you could go and do 3 questions. Remember, it's all free. Yeah, you do 3 questions, and then I have video solutions as well to tell if you're correct or incorrect. If you're not already logged on, just message me after this and I'll get you an account. Yes, all free, like I said. So in the description, Aksha, you can click on my WhatsApp, message me, or go on Instagram, message me on Instagram. You don't show me the homework, Mohammed, so my platform will mark it for you. And if you get something wrong, I have video solutions so that you can mark it. You can see where you went wrong. Yo, Acid, you're in my year 12 lesson as well. Come on. I love the commitment. Guys, if you want to show up to my year 12 lessons that is earlier on in the morning, then you feel free to do that. Wu-Tang or Lun Gang. I mean, I pay my respects to Lun Gang, but it's got to be Lun Gang, innit? All right. So, guys, a lot of you... So, I'm seeing a lot of the same faces as well. So, well, same students. So, in the chat, there's a lot of my full-time students who I've been teaching throughout the last year. But a lot of you are new. So, just a quick overview. If you've seen me on TikTok or anywhere else, I know I do a lot of jokey videos, but I make maths videos and stuff. But I am a fully qualified teacher. Yeah, so fully qualified in the UK. I have over 8 years of teaching experience. I went and did a maths degree at a place called UCL, if you guys know what UCL is. But I was also head of A-level maths in multiple schools in London. So if you're in London, shout out London. But otherwise, guys, if you're coming from different places, let me know where you're at, innit? And then for maths and further maths A-levels, I got my A stars. And I think a lot of you might be... No, none of you will be 16 just yet. But when I was 16, I got an A star in my maths A-levels. So, come on, guys, I'm going to try and make you lot the same as me. Maths geniuses and all that. But also cool, innit? You guys are part of the Lun Gang now. I'm seeing a lot of London... Rayan's near Manny, Bristol gang, come on, Newcastle, Luton, come on, like EasyJet and all that. Angie in Cambridge, hey Lydia. Biz, you saw me on Snapchat. That would be like one of my my adverts to get you guys on this. Trying to give you guys as much stuff as possible. Right, there's a lot of Birmingham, London, West Brom, come on. Okay, so guys, the structure for today is I'm going to teach, yeah, so we're going to do some factorizing, then I'm going to tell you a bit more about my course, because a lot of you have been messaging me about my full course, so I'll do like a quick slide on that, do more maths, and then we'll close up, yeah. So remember, put a note in your diary, every Wednesday at 2:30 we've got a session like this, yeah, all the way up until September. So I'm focusing on factorizing and solving quadratics today because it's probably the most important topic at GCSE, yeah? If your algebra is good, your maths overall will be good at GCSE. So, remember, what is Wednesday A-level 1? A-levels are on Tuesday and Wednesday at 11. So, year 13s is on Tuesday and year 12s is on Wednesday. And yes, Charlotte, you can rewatch this, yeah? Bruv's got too much time. Hey Marigold, I'm just trying to give back to the community, innit? Misha, what will happen in September if we paid for next year? Then you'll get my full course streams, yeah, the proper stuff. This here is just the free stuff, yeah? Okay, accountant. I'm not an accountant. Okay, so guys, when we factorize, factorizing means to rewrite an expression or a number as a product of two numbers or expressions as well. So for example, 35 is written as 3 times 7. Yeah, it's written as a product of factors. We can do the same thing with quadratics. Yeah. Now, with quadratics, I think you guys have practiced expanding brackets. Yeah. You can rewrite quadratics as a product. Sorry, we're not 3 times 7. What am I on about? 5 times 7. Oh, Neil. Brev. I'm just testing you lot, innit? I'm just testing you lot. Okay. X squared plus 8x minus 48. We're going to write it as the product of two brackets. Yeah. Now, the first thing we do is we look at I can't see the bottom of my screen. We look at x squared. Yeah. What two things multiply to give x squared? Well, it can only be x and x, right? So it can only be x and x. The next thing we look at is what multiplies to give 48. Yeah. So guys, in the chat, can you tell me or rewrite 48 as a product of its factors? Give me all the ones you know. So list me all the things that multiply to give 48. So I see 6 and 8s in there. 6 and 8 definitely multiplies to give 48. What else we got? I see 48 and 1. I'm going to write 1 and 48. Right, you lot are crazy. I love this. I see 4 and 12. 4 and 12. What else have we got? 16 and 3. Nice. 16 and 3. Any more? I don't think so, right? These are our only options. Hey, you lot are killing it. I love it. 2 and 24. Good. I haven't actually got space. 2 and 24. So my recommendation is, Joe, when you guys have your non-calculator paper, is start from 1, 48. Then ask yourself, does 2, because you don't want to miss any options, right? So you have 1 and 48. Then you go to 2 and say, oh yeah, 2 and 24, 3 and 16. Then you have 4 and 12. Then you say 5. Okay, 5 doesn't go in. Next one is 6 and 8. Then what happens is you end up going back to 8 and 6. So you end up just repeating again. So in the real exam, just start from 1 and work your way up. Yeah. But you guys got that anyway. Now, the next thing you need to do for quadratics, where the coefficient of x squared is 1, so it's just x squared, then the next thing you need to do is pick the couple which would add to give you 8. So guys, which one would you choose? Which pair would you choose to get 8? And then to be more specific, plus 8. So which combination would give you a plus 8 through addition? Yeah. So guys, if you're having blurry screen, hey Sinan, you're in my year 12 this morning. Nice. If your screen's blurry, it's just your internet. Refresh the page. Hopefully it'll fix itself. Yeah. All right. Good job, guys. So it's going to be 4 and 12, isn't it? So 4 and 12. Sweet. Then the next thing you say is, okay, I want positive 8. Yeah. How does 4 and 12 ever make positive 8? Well, that's if you do 12 minus 4, isn't it? But it's a positive 12 minus 4. So positive 12 minus 4. And now that's factorized. Yeah? Okay. Next one, part B, guys. X squared minus 5x minus 24. So you guys showed me that you know the list. Can you guys tell me which two things can you multiply to give 24 that also add to give you 5? Is it better to do this method or find which you have to add and multiply? Aqua, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's the same thing as I'm doing. That's the only way to factorize. Yeah, in terms of these. I mean, you can use the quadratic formula and stuff like that to find what the roots are, but that's a bit long. Okay, so what two things multiply to give 24 and make 5 as well? All right, nice. 8 and 3. Yeah. So we're going to do our two brackets. Remember, with 24, you have 1 and 24. You have 2 and 12, 3 and 8. 4 goes into 24 6 times. Then you repeat the cycle again. Now it's 3 and 8. Yeah, that's going to make 5. All right, so we have x and x, 3 and 8. And then you're thinking, all right, how do you make minus 5? Yeah? How do you make minus 5? Well, to make negative 5, you need to do negative 8 plus 3. Yeah? Negative 8 plus 3 gives you minus 5. So you just write that down. Negative 8 plus 3. Yeah? Tegan, just give it a few more examples. Yeah? And then it will start to sink in. So if you were to expand this, guys, you would have x times x is x squared. You have the minus 8 and the plus 3 gives you the 5. Then you have 3 times minus 8 gives you the minus 24. Yeah? Okay. I want you guys to be careful with this one. Can any of you give me suggestions about part C? Any suggestions? It looks like a quadratic. I mean, it technically is a quadratic. But how do we factorize it? It looks like it cut short. I see you, UV. Hey, Julia. Difference of squares. I've kind of made it look like difference of squares, M. The only thing is, that would be nearly correct if the x was next to the 16, yeah? But with that x next to the 16, it's not the case. Okay, good. So, in this case, guys, there's no number. Yeah, there's no number here. So, we don't factorize it into 2 brackets. Good. I see you guys have spotted it now. Bob, making it equal to 0 is changing the question. That's solving it. Yeah. So here, we have to look at the common factors. What numbers and letters are in both 8x squared and 16x? And I see a lot of you are saying x. Yeah. So x definitely is in both. But also, and I see a lot of you are saying 2. So 2 does go into 8 and 16. But remember, you want the largest number that goes into both. So you are correct in saying 2. But when we factorize, we want the largest number, so 8. Yeah? Then all you're thinking about is 8x times what gives you 8x squared. Yeah? 8x times what is 8x squared? Well, as I'm seeing in the chat, it's x. Yeah? 8x times x gives you that 8x squared, right? And then you're thinking 8x times what would give you 16x. Yeah, it's going to be minus, but 8x times what gives you 16x. And as I'm seeing again in the chat, 2. Yeah, you double 8x. So the reason I'm doing this, guys, is to reiterate that not all quadratics factorize into 2 brackets. So if there's no number at the end, you can just take out a factor of x instead. Yeah? All right, nice. I'm loving the engagement. Who do you support? Do you mean in like hockey? And also, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure you hit the like button because it helps me out a lot. I appreciate you guys very much. All right, sweet. Yo, chat, is this real? I promise you, Mohammed, I'm not a bot, innit? All right, next one. Difference of 2 squares. So one of you mentioned difference of 2 squares. Can you guys say in the chat, how would you factorize x squared minus 9 by using difference of 2 squares? Man said hockey. Thanks, Gio. Who knows how to factorize that by a difference of 2 squares? And I'm going to recap what difference of 2 squares even means. Yeah. All right, good job, guys. So difference of 2 squares. What does that mean? Let me get a highlighter. So it's in the word. Yeah. Difference. You're taking the difference of 2 square numbers. Yeah, you're taking the difference. Look at the title as well. Difference of 2 square numbers. Yeah, it's in the name. So when you see that you're subtracting 2 square numbers, you just do 2 brackets. Yeah. Then x squared, again, same as before, right? You say what times by itself to give you x squared? It's x and x. Then you're saying what times by itself to give you 9? It's 3. Yeah? Then, difference of 2 squares, remember it's a minus 9. It has to be a plus and a minus. Only positives and negatives multiplied together can give you negative. So one has to be plus and one has to be minus. Yeah? And if you expand that bracket, guys, you'll see that it gives you x squared minus 9. Bob, this kind of factorizing can be, well, normal factorizing like the one before can definitely be in foundation. Yeah. Okay, so guys, using that logic, can you factorize x squared minus 121? So remember, difference of two squares. You can see there are two square numbers. There's x squared and 121. Wait, does negative and positive not have to... Yeah, it does, Julia. So because it's minus 9, one has to be positive and one has to be negative in order for the multiplication to be negative. Yeah? All right, good, guys. So two brackets. You have x squared. X squared is x and x. Yeah, x and x. Then you have 121. 121. That's 11 times 11. Then, like we said, difference is a minus. So one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So positive and negative. And there's your answer. Yeah? All right. Last one, guys. What would you say? What would you say about that one? Good job. Nice, Does. Are you rocking the black Mez merch, though? I'm actually wearing the long sleeve version. I'm just rolling up my sleeves, innit? How many marks would this type of question be? At GCSE, 2 marks, most likely. At A levels, like 1. The grey, nice. So remember, guys, here we're factorizing difference of two squares. Nice, Tanvir. Rocking the Mez merch and that. So you have 36. Yeah, again, you're thinking about what multiplies by itself to give 36 and what multiplies by itself to give 9x squared. So I see you guys does it matter which one is positive? Angie, no. Because it will still be the same thing. Because it's multiplication, it doesn't matter which way around the brackets are. Yeah. Nice, Shakila. Wearing a blue hoodie. I love the blue hoodie. I actually have a bright blue hoodie. But there's only one of a kind, and one of my teammates has taken it. Lucky. So yeah, 36, guys. What multiplies by itself to give 36 is 6 and 6, right? Then you're saying, what multiplies by itself to give 9x squared? Well, to make 9, it's 3. And to make x squared is x and x. Yeah? Then like we said, one has to be positive and one has to be negative. Yeah? One has to be positive, one has to be negative. It's a good habit to double underline your answer, for sure. Even though, guys, at GCSE... so some of you are asking about the slashing. So, these underlines, guys, is for me to indicate what my final answer is. At GCSE, you... At GCSE, you get a box for your answer. Now, there's something a bit strange about my answer. Can anyone see? Can anyone see what's slightly... You could put QED, but QED is for proofs mainly. Yeah? QED you use... If they say prove something, you can write QED. Can't it be this 3x plus 9 minus 3x plus 4? Bob, if you expand that, you'll get a minus 9x squared for sure. But... the middle terms won't actually cancel. So you'll do 3x times 4, which is 12x. Then you'd be subtracting 9 times minus 3x, which doesn't give you 0. Yeah? All right, good. So, guys, a lot of you are saying, it's not about the squared. Who said it? Divine. It's not fully factorized. Yeah? Guys, look. Look at each bracket. What do you notice? Look at each bracket. Good, Abby. It's not fully factorized. What do you notice? The 6 wouldn't have an x, Charlotte, because remember it's 36 in the question. Yeah? Good. There's a common factor of 3. I can actually factorize out a 3 from both brackets. Yeah? Now, if you factorize out a 3, you usually put at the front, right? So here, you would take out a 3. There's also an easier way to do this. I'll show you guys how you could have done that as well. So, if you take out a 3... from the first bracket, 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then when you factorize out a 3 from the second term, it's just x, right? But also, you could have factorized out a 3 from the second bracket. Now remember, this is all multiplication, isn't it? Yeah. So if you factorize out a 3 from the second bracket, it also comes to the front. And you would have 2 minus x. So your final answer is actually 9. 2 plus x, 2 minus x. Now, guys, I want you to go back to part C. Look at the original question. Does anyone know how we could have done it a bit easier rather than just going straight to difference of two squares? Just look at part C again. How could you have done it a bit different to... This is what ideally I would have wanted us to do. Sarah, because we factorize out a 9 from the first and second bracket. So, good, M. So, the best way to do this question, guys, is to factorize out the 9 first. So, you guys, a lot of you are saying divide by 9. Factorize out 9. Yeah, so take out the 9. So, basically, what I'm trying to reiterate to you guys is students, when they learn difference of two squares, are really quick to want to just put two brackets and then do your plus minus. But they forget, they leave this as their final answer, they'll lose a mark. They forget to look at the original expression and see if it can be factorized first. Yeah, because 9 goes into both 36 and 9, right? So you can take out a 9 first. So always take out the common factor before you do the two bracket factorization. Yeah, so 36 divided by 9 is 4. And then when you take out a 9 from the second expression, you get 4 minus x squared. Yeah? So that's when you do the difference of two squares. So 4 minus x squared, you have two brackets. 4, you have 2 and 2. X squared, you have x and x. And then you have your plus minus. Yeah? And that's your solution. Liam. When is A-level content? So year 13 is on Tuesday at 11 and Wednesday at 11 for year 12s. Yeah? Okay, so I wouldn't recommend you do it this way, guys. It's a bit more complicated, but I'm just reiterating that you should be factorizing the common multiple first. Yeah? How much did you have to get an A star? Aqua, you talking about A-levels? When I was doing my A-levels, it was... about 90% plus, over 90%. So GCSE content is usually... Can you do the boxes method? Fun, you can do... Or Kieran, you can do whichever method you want. The main thing is you get the right answer. Yeah. But in all my time marking A-level papers, I've barely seen anyone factorizing using the box method. So if you want to do A-level maths eventually, I would say, look, maybe get used to doing it this way. All right. Man said 90. That's for A-levels, Pink. That's for, I was asked, how much to get an A star for your A-levels. When I was doing it, it was a different specification. It was over 90% to get an A star, which is crazy. For GCSE, a grade 9 is, I think, about 83%, but we'll have to see when the exams results come out for those going into year 12. All right. This is harder factorizing. So I'm briefing you guys. I'm showing you all the different types of factorizing that you're going to have to get used to for your GCSEs, especially for higher. Yeah. Misha, if you want to go back to anything, you can skip back in the stream. Yeah. Okay. So same thing here, guys. When we factorize, we're going to do you know my brother, the human calculator? Tanvir, you talking about Ishak? Is that your brother? Can't remember. You can do the AC method, but I'm going to show you something else. Yeah. So, guys, what two things multiply to give 2x squared? What would you guys say? What two things multiply to give 2x squared? So, same principles here. I see you, Rayan and Sinan. Let's let everyone else have a chance to type. Sweet. So guys, it's only 2x and x to give you 2x squared, right? Now with 2, we only have one option. Yeah, with 2, we only have 1 and 2. Yeah? Now, guys, I'm going to share with you a secret of mine on how to factorize these harder questions easier. It's like a little trick. The number 2 here, look at my highlight. This number 2 which bracket can it not go in? So I'm asking, which bracket can it not go in? Is it the first bracket or the second bracket? The first bracket or the second bracket? Which one can it not go in? So this number 2, which one can it not go in? I'm not allowed to put it in this bracket. Which bracket is it? The first one or the second one? Which one are we not allowed to put it in? And I'll explain why. Okay, good. It looks kind of half and half. Maybe a bit more towards the 1. Okay, guys, this number 2 cannot go here in the first bracket. Why? Can anyone tell me why are you not allowed to do this? Who thinks they can explain it to me? Why are you not allowed to put a 2 in the bracket with a 2x? Why is that not allowed? Dear, I see you've written something, but why aren't you allowed? Why aren't... Aksha, I see what you've written. And Nathan, I see. And Mariam. Good. So guys, the reason 2 cannot go in the first bracket is because you would be able to factorize. Yeah? Say I put a plus here. 2x plus 2, you can factorize that. However, the original cannot be factorized. You cannot factorize out a 2, right? So you should not be able to factorize a 2 from these brackets. Which is why no even number is allowed to go in that first bracket with the 2x. So it forces the 2 to go here. Yeah, so that 2 needs to go there. And the 1 has to go here. Now, the next thing you have to decide is how to make 5x. Yeah, how do you make 5x? Now, there's a really quick way of checking this. You start to multiply out the brackets. So, let me show you which ones you would check. You would check the middle brackets. Yeah, you check the middle brackets. So 2x times 2 gives you 4x. And 1 times x makes 1x. So guys, how does 4x and 1x ever make 5x? Well, I think you'll all be able to tell me they both need to be positive, right? They both need to be positive. Which means that here is my factorized form. Yeah, like you guys are saying, you just need to add them together. And that's it. Yeah? So factorizing double brackets is actually really simple. I've given you a really key trick here of where can numbers not go. Yeah? And I'm going to practice again. I'll show you this part B. Yeah? Let's see how you guys go. So, where's my pen? Part B. We have 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. Don't worry, I'm doing Rayan, I'm doing a few. You'll practice with me. So 2x squared, guys, there's only one option there, 2x and x. Now, I'm going to list you guys the options. Yeah? You have 1 and 12. Yeah, for the last two numbers, you have 1 and 12, 2 and 6. You have 3 and 4, and that's it. Yeah? Now, listen to my question. Yeah, guys, listen to the question I'm going to ask. Which pair cannot be used because of the first bracket? Which pair of... Ooh, what happened there? Which of these pairs can we not use because of the explanation I gave about part A? I see you, Axa. I see you, Nathan. And Shakila. Hey, you guys are smashing it. Why can you not use 2 and 6? Why are you not allowed to use 2 and 6? Hey, you guys are smart, man. You guys don't even need me. Yes, because 2 and 6 are both even. So none of them could go in the first bracket. Hey, you guys are killing it. Come on. Now, the next thing is, which is the next most obvious thing you'd probably choose? I would say choose the numbers which are closest together, 3 and 4. Now, guys, listen to what I'm saying. The number 4, which bracket do we have to put it in? Lun Gang and that. The number 4. Which bracket does it have to go in? I see you, Janek. Exactly. The second bracket. It can't go in with the 2x. It has to go here. 4 and 3. All right. What are we going to do next? We're going to check to see how we make minus 5x. Yeah? So we start expanding the middle terms. 2x times 4 is 8x. 3 times x is 3x. So guys, in the chat, how does 8x and 3x make minus 5x? How does 8x and 3x ever make minus 5x? Michelle, the 4 can't go in the first bracket because then there'll be 2 even numbers, 2x and 4. Yeah, you can't have that because the original expression, we couldn't factorize out of 2. Yeah. All right, good. So guys, to make minus 5x, we need to do minus 8 plus 3. Yeah. Now, follow the minus 8. The minus 8 is with the 4. Minus, plus, and it's factorized. Yeah. Visually, there's not much work there. Yeah. Visually, not much work. So guys, if you've learned something new, I want you to put a noise in the chat. If you've been watching my TikToks, you know I like to spam noise. About an hour, Julia. So if you've learned a new technique here, you're going to spam a noise. You can put Lun Gang in there as well. Hashtag Lun Gang and that. Ugh. Just had my lunch still digesting. Also, another piece of lingo, guys, is whenever I say good stuff, if I ever say good stuff, there's a shout out to my best friend. Instead of that, we say Gustavo. Yeah? So, if I ever say good stuff, if I ever say noise, you guys just need to spam it in the chat, innit? So, good stuff, Gustavo. Alright, part C, you guys ready? Gustavo. Alright, 3x squared plus 13x minus 10. Alright, factorizing. So guys, what has to go here and here? Kieran, I don't use the box method, so I wouldn't be able to explain it as well as I do with this one. I teach the method I think is the most efficient. Nice, Marcus. Love to hear it. Okay, so 3x. So we have 3x squared, right? So it has to be 3x and x. Yeah? Now, the next thing we have, is it possible to go from grade 5 to grade 8? And that's, yeah, you know, for sure. When I was in, many of my students, the most notable one is in 2017. One of my students, when I first took the year 11 class, she had a grade 2 in her mock, and she finished on a grade 8. So she went from a grade 2 to a grade 8 in less than a year with me. So it just depends how much work you want to put in. Obviously, with my students, I like drill them. Yeah, so they're doing maths all the time, and that's the only reason why she smashed it. So, all right, guys. So with 10, you have 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Which one do you think is the one we should choose first? I know which one I would choose first, using the logic from part B. 2 and 5 or 1 and 10? Which one do you think you guys would use first? And then I'll give you my take on it. Okay, now, in general, guys, in general, my suggestion is always to pick the numbers that are closest together. Yeah? It doesn't always work, but I want you guys to be as efficient as possible in the exam. Generally, like 70% of the time, the numbers that are closest together tend to be the ones to choose. The only thing is we don't know in which order. Yeah? But I might be wrong. Yeah? And I'll show you what you do if I am wrong. Yeah? So, it's good for you guys to see when things don't work out. You see in part A and B, it worked out first time, right? So let me show you what happens if it doesn't work out, yeah? So you have 2 and 5. I could put the 2 and the 5 here. Yeah. I didn't really think about it. I just went with 2 and 5 because here there's no multiples of 3, so I don't need to worry about where they go. All right, let's start expanding. So we have 3x times 5. Yeah, 3x times 5. Okay, that's 15x. And then you have 2 times x is 2x. Guys, can 15x and 2x ever make positive 13x? Well, the answer is a yes, right? 15 minus 2. 15 minus 2 makes 13, isn't it? So that means on the 5, it would have to be plus, right? And that would have to be negative. Yeah? And that's correct. So actually, it just worked out. Let me show you guys now what would happen if you chose a different one. So a lot of you said 3 and 1 and 10, didn't you? Let me show you what would happen if you chose that one. So I don't know. I think most of you would have put maybe the 1 here and the 10 here, right? So let's see what happens if we did that. This is what a lot of you decided to check. So you have 3x and 1, which is 3x, and 10x. Well, how do they make plus 13? Is if they're both plus. Oh, so guys, this works as well. So there's 2 solutions here. Is that right? Is there 2 solutions here? Can it just factorize in 2 ways? Seems a bit weird. The number is odd in the first. That's fine, Mels. That you just don't want to have anything factorizing, yeah? Okay, good. Now you guys are seeing what the issue is here. The issue is that these 2 numbers do not multiply to give negative 10. And sometimes you guys need to check this, yeah? So the reason the second one doesn't work is because the 2 n numbers do not multiply to give minus 10. They give positive 10. So just be careful. So if you did pick that one, you would have to check it and you'd realize it doesn't work. So the answer is only 3x minus 2 and x plus 5. Nice. Good stuff. Okay. Just a quick thing. Yeah. So guys, you lot have been messaging me. So just a quick 2-minute break. You guys have been messaging me about my course as well. So just as a quick overview of my GCSE course, this starts in September. Gustavo, you guys remembered. Come on. That's what I want to see. Gustavo or Gus. You could say Gus, Vedish. I guess Gus is short for Gustavo. But I prefer Gustavo because you say good stuff, right? So you have to say the whole word. So Gustavo. So, guys, in my full GCSE course, which starts in September, I do lessons on a Tuesday and Thursday for 1 hour. I cover the whole GCSE higher curriculum, yeah? So over the course of the year, there's 72 hours of lessons, so 36 weeks. You'll have homeworks for every single lesson. And at the end, we will do 24 practice papers to prepare you for your exams. And 24 practice papers is more than enough to secure the top grade, yeah? Jom, I told you about that student who went from a grade 2 to a grade 8. It's because she did all those papers with me and she smashed it. Yeah. Aqua would be on this style. So it'll be on like YouTube. See what you guys are doing now. You're having jokes on stream. You're interacting with me. That's exactly how my full course would be. So these 3 lessons I'm doing now are just for August. But come September, I'm only going to be doing my full course. Yeah, Angie, if you're doing IGCSE, just message me. I have separate stuff for you as well. Yeah. Now, there's two courses you can choose. Now, the teaching is all the same. You'll be in the same class. Yeah. So there's a standard package and there is a pro package. Now, what do you get? In both courses, you get all my lessons and they're all live. Forget all that pre-recorded course nonsense. Yeah. All live with me like they are now. You get all the homeworks with me. I walk you through with video solutions of me going through every single question in my homework. So you can see exactly how to do every single question. And the difference between standard and pro is that for pro, I will assign you a personal mentor. So like your personal trainer. They will be there to help you out with every single question you have outside of lesson time, because in lesson, I'll be helping you. They can give you extra questions. You can ask them questions outside of lessons, so like on other maths topics, whatever. They're basically your personal trainer, yeah? So, and as you can see from my reviews on Trustpilot, guys, all the GCSE students and A-level students love my course, yeah? So you get 2 hours a week split up into 2 lessons, and you get 4 lessons with me, homeworks, and I cover the full higher curriculum, yeah? Okay, guys, in terms of cost, I'm going to show you that at the end, but I'm doing a crazy discount for all of you lot. Because you lot are here, you want to learn maths with me over the summer, which is crazy. I love to see it. On my courses, I only want committed students in it. That's basically what I'm getting at. So the fact that you lot are here during summer for free just to learn, it tells me a lot about you, yeah? So stay tuned to the end. I'm doing like over 60% discounts on my current course prices. So just for you guys. So stay tuned to the end. It doesn't matter what exam board you're doing either. They're at GCSE, they're all basically the same. It's just the structure of the exams looks slightly different. If you're doing IGCSE, then it's slightly different. Yeah. 1 second. Guys, also, if you have questions specific to the course, then wait until the end and I will... 1 second. Sorry. Okay, cool. All right, sorry. Guys, if I see like people, not here serious on my chat, then I will be dealing with it. So, guys, if you have questions specific to the course, just stay to the end and I will answer them, yeah? So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing solving. When it comes to solving, guys, we need to factor... Is the course 101? Kieran, all my courses are like this style. So, can you see the fun we're having? Everyone's interacting with each other in the chat. The main thing about my course is that everybody's there to learn. If you want to be like the best, yeah? If you want to be as best of a... Think about yourself. If you want to be as optimal as possible, you need to surround yourself with individuals who want to do well. So all of my courses have individuals who want to smash their exams. That'll motivate you to want to smash your exams. Yeah, but yeah, it's in a group setting. Obviously, with your mentor on the pro, then you have one-on-one support. Yeah. So guys, the first thing when we solve quadratics is you need to factorize. So guys, in the chat, can you all factorize this for me? So x squared plus ax minus 20 is 0. Nice, Gustavo. Kieran, because I'm not going to be doing this in September. This is just warm-ups. So you're not going to get my full course free on YouTube. Sarah, IGCSE is different because in IGCSE they have a couple of more topics. For example, differentiation. That's not in normal, just the standard GCSE. So there's only a few things which are slightly different, but on the whole, IGCSE is 95% the same. Yeah. All right, good job, guys. So we have x and x. And then 20. What multiplies to give 20 and add to give you 8? Well, it would be 10 and 2. Kieran, in terms of the... Oh, yeah. So basically, my full course, they're not public streams. So right now, it's a public stream, but in September, they're all locked. So only you would get access. Now, you have to make positive 8. How do you make positive 8? Is if you have plus 10 minus 2. Yeah? The next thing, this is where it's reasonably simple. You have two things which multiply to give 0. Well, if they multiply to give 0, one of the brackets has to be 0. Yeah? So either x plus 10 is 0 or x minus 2 is 0. Yeah? Well, then you just rearrange for x. The plus 10, we move it to the other side. A positive 10 over here on the other side is minus 10. Then a minus 2 over here on the other side is 2. Stacky, look at the 20. Can you see it here? So remember, with 20, you can have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 3 doesn't go in, 4 does go in, 4 and 5, right? So between all of those options, you're deciding which one of those would add to give you 8, like what we were doing before. Well, this can never make 8, this can never make 8. Only 2 and 10 can sum to make 8, right? But you need a positive 10 and a minus 2 to make 8, which is what I put in here and here. Yeah, so remember, we're factorizing the same as what we did before the kind of middle bit, the interlude. So, murder boys, yeah, you can, of course. Nori Stacky. So, guys, your opportunity again, factorize part B. Remember, you're thinking what multiplies to make 21 and what adds to make 10. Elliot, we won't be doing the quadratic formula today. So this is specifically, I guess, to non-calculator papers. Yeah. So guys, where did the poll go? Isn't it still there? I didn't close it, but I see you, Divine. Now put the signs in there as well. So guys, you're right. 7 and 3. Can you now include the signs like Finn? So you want to make minus 10. Yo, Darren. Shout out London and that. All right, good. So guys, 21, your options are 1 and 21 and 3 and 7. That's it. And it's only 3 and 7 that can make minus 10 if they're both negative. So you have minus 3 and minus 7. Yeah? Yeah, that's fine, Kieran. The next thing, guys, is these two things multiply to give 0. So what would your solutions be? Use inspiration from part A. Use inspiration from part A. Rashini, you'll get used to it, trust me. You're predicting the future. Yeah, take every day as it comes and then you make progress. Yeah, don't think about a year's time. That's not how you should be looking at it. Yeah. Angie, I set the question to be equal to 0. Look at part B. We're solving what x values, if you were to sub them in, would make 0. That's the question we're solving here. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm seeing a lot of 3 and 7s. Good. So either x minus 3 is 0. Yeah, either one bracket is 0 or x minus 7 is 0. Yeah, or. Then the minus 3 on the left side, when you move it to the other side, is 3. Then the minus 7 on this side, on the other side, is 7. Nice. All right, next one, guys. Okay, here we have to do a bit of exploration here. So when we factorize, what we got? We got 2x and x, right? To make 2x squared. Good stuff, good stuff. Oh wait, not 2x squared, sorry. Not good stuff. With 5, we have 5 and 1, right? Now guys, when you tell me 5 and 1, yeah, so remember 5, you can only have 5 and 1. Can you tell me in the order in which you'd put in the bracket? Gustavo! So guys, would you put 5, 1 or 1, 5? That's how you can tell me which one you would choose. So in the chat, guys, would you do 5, 1 or 1, 5? Julia, I've already made a few mistakes. Not here in these examples, but if you go back, I was making mistakes. Don't worry about the signs just yet, guys. I'm just saying 5, 1 or 1, 5. The answer is John Wallace. R.I.P. John Wallace. Okay, it looks like most of you are saying 1, 5. So because that seems to be the most common answer, let's try it. So I don't know, guys. It might be 5, 1, but let me show you what you would do to check. So you have 1, 5. Now, how do you check? You multiply the middle terms. 2x times 5. 2x times 5 is 10x. 1 times x is 1x. How does 10x and 1x ever make minus 9? Where if you have minus 10 plus 1, yeah? Minus 10 plus 1 gives you minus 9. So the minus 10 is pointing at the 5, so it needs to be minus and plus, yeah? So it has to be 2x plus 1 and x minus 5. Yeah? In the actual GCSE, would it matter where you put the signs? Here, but it does matter, because if you wrote minus 1 plus 5, then that wouldn't give you minus 9x. Yeah? So it does matter here where the sign goes. When you do difference of two squares, it doesn't matter which bracket it goes in, but for these, it does matter. Yeah? All right. Guys, we have 2x plus 1 and x minus 5 is 0. So guys, what would our solutions be? So either 2x plus 1 is 0 or x minus 5 is 0. It'll probably be a bit longer than 5 minutes, guys. I know I say an hour. It's between 1 hour and hour 15. It depends, because like we have cool chats as well. So it'll be a bit longer than 5 minutes for sure. So what would your two solutions be? Darren, I don't teach science, unfortunately, although I am on the hunt of a science teacher. So if you guys know any good science teachers, you know, let me know, innit, and I'll employ them. Finn, yes, when it's 2x and x, it does matter which bracket the 5 and the 1 goes in. If you did it the other way around, it wouldn't work out. Okay, so when we rearrange here, the minus 5 on the other side would just be 5, isn't it? Yeah. The next one is the plus 1 when you move it to the other side would be minus 1. Yeah, so a plus 1 on the left side would be a minus 1 on the right side. And then 2x is minus 1. We divide both sides by 2. And there's your solution, guys. X is minus a half. Sweet. All right, there's a trickier example now. I wanted to throw in a harder example. 15x squared plus 4x minus 3 is 0. Now here we have to think a bit carefully about the 15x squared. Guys, what two things would you choose to multiply to give 15x squared? Yes, KS, I am planning to add science. Like I said, I'm on the hunt for a good science teacher. So, Michelle, MES is my company, yeah, and I have a whole team that make this engine run. Okay, good. 5x and 3x. Yeah. Now, you can use 15x and 1x, but generally, guys, remember I said, try and first start off with numbers that are around the middle. Yeah. So you could do 1 and 15, but 3 and 5 is the better one to choose first. Yeah. Now, guys, with 3, you only have one option, 3 and 1. Now, guys, you have 3 and 1. Which bracket does the 3 have to go into? So, guys, the number 3, which bracket does it need to go in? It can only go into one of the brackets if it's to work. Which bracket does the number 3 have to go in? 3. Good. The first bracket. The 3 cannot go in the second bracket because then there'll be a double 3 in there. So it has to be 3 and it has to be 1. Yeah? Okay. Now we check the middle. So we have 5x times 1. 5x times 1 is 5x. 3 times 3x is 9x. How does 9x and 5x ever make 4x? If you have plus 9 minus 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. So there you go. You need a plus 9 and a minus 5. And there you go. It's factorized. Yeah? Guys, I give you these tricks to make your lives easier. Because then if you practice it, you'll realize factorizing is super easy. Yeah? Don't forget though, we're not done yet. So either 5x plus 3 is 0. Or 3x minus 1 is 0. Yeah, guys, can you tell me what the solutions would be there if you rearrange for x? I see you guys put noise in there. We're not done yet, though. You can spam the noise once we're finished with this question. What would you rearrange to give you x here? So remember, the 3 needs to go to the other side, and then you need to divide by the coefficient of x. I see you, Aksha. Looks good to me. Then you have to do the other one. All right, good, guys. So the 3 comes the other side to make minus 3. Then you divide by 5. So x is minus 3/5. Good. Then the second one, minus 1 on the other side is positive 1. Yeah, so minus 1 when you move it to the other side is positive 1. Then you divide by 3. So we have 1/3. Nice, good stuff. Rashini, what I'm doing now is definitely probably the most important topic. Make sure you know how to do your algebra. Yeah. If your algebra is good, everything else will fall into place. Trust me. Algebra is the biggest topic in GCSE Maths. Gustavo. Lun Gang and that. Come on. Gustav. All right. Bit of solving. Guys, in the chat, how would you solve this? I think we got a couple of more questions to do. Gustavo. Lun Gang for life. You guys are smashing it today. I'm very impressed. Aqua, further maths, does a lot more in-depth stuff. Has differentiation, matrices. So it has a lot of topics that are borderline A-level. Yeah. In fact, matrices is a further maths topic. Good, Elliot. Julia, about a year. Just over a year. Steel Cup, come on. Expand on that. Exactly. So guys, the first thing we're going to do to solve this is to expand. And then I saw Ellie said make it equal to 0 after. So we need to first expand it and then make it equal to 0. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times minus 2 is minus 6x. Now here, instead of writing a whole new line, I'm just going to write up here. So we have x times x is x squared. Then x times 2 is 2x. Plus another 2x. Yeah, so we have 2x and 2x, which is 4x. Then finally, 2 times 2 is 4. So that's the expansion of x plus 2 squared. So someone was asking me, what is it? Are we going to do expanding brackets? It's here for you. Then minus 11. Okay, so 3x squared minus 6x is x squared plus 4x. Then we're going to do 4 minus 11. 4 minus 11 is minus 7, right? Okay, guys, suggestions. What would you do next? What's the next thing we should do? What would be your suggestions? I know, I think it was Ellie, said you need to make it equal 0. How do you do that? And Aksha, now you're saying it. Good. Good, Hartik. You move everything to one side. Yeah, so move everything to one side. Now, you always move the smaller x squareds to the larger one. So that x squared, we're going to minus x squared. Yeah, because remember, this is a positive x squared, right? We're also going to minus 4x. And then the minus 7 is just going to go on the other side as a plus 7, isn't it? So we do 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. Then we have minus 6x minus 4x is minus 10x. And then remember the minus 7, guys, we move it to the other side, is positive 7. Okay. Now we need to solve this. And I am hoping... Actually, I don't even think that factorizes, which is a bit annoying. I don't really want to do quadratic formula with you guys yet. Ideally, I would have given you a number which does factorize. I could change it slightly and be a bit cheeky here. But it might not factorize. Guys, should we do the quadratic formula? Let's do the quadratic formula. Some of you guys asked me about the quadratic formula. Okay, I'm going to do an early session, you guys, of the Mr. Hegarty quadratic formula song. What's that? What is a quadratic formula song? Okay, I've never heard of the quadratic formula song. That sounds mad. Okay, so the quadratic formula, yeah, you guys should, I don't know, do you guys remember the quadratic formula? Okay, I can ask this. What goes inside the root? So it's over 2a, but guys, what goes inside the root? I see you, Sarah. Nice. What goes inside the root, though? It is something for AC. Fatima, probably in the next 15 minutes. So b squared minus 4ac. Good job, guys. So, we just need to put in our numbers. Yeah? So, I might need to double check my question to make sure it factorizes next time, but it's all good. So, minus b. So, that's your b term. This is your a term. This is your c term. So, negative b means 10 plus or minus root. B squared, so minus 10 squared minus 4. Then a, which is 2, times c, which is 7, all over 2 times a, which is 2. Yeah? And then we just simplify. Discriminant. Nice hard tick. It's called the discriminant, the b squared minus 4ac. You guys will learn a lot more about that in year 12. So 10 squared is 100 minus 4 times 2 is 8. Then 8 times 7 is 56, right? All over 4. Yeah? And then 10 plus or minus. I could use my calculator here, guys, but I'm just going to leave it like this, and then we can do surds another time. I think I'm going to do surds with you lot anyway. So here you get, what, 44? Right? 44 over 4. Actually, we can simplify that. Guys, in the chat, what does root 44 simplify to? Doing a bit of surds with you now as well. Who can tell me what root 44 simplifies to? Surds makes you want to cry. Trust me, surds isn't actually that bad. I see you, M. Okay, so we need to rewrite 44 as the product of a square number and another number. Now 4 goes into 44, 4 times 11. And we can root 4, isn't it? Yeah, so you get 10 plus or minus. The root of 4 is 2, but then you have to still root 11. That's literally surds, yeah? Then you divide by 4. And then finally, you can divide every number by 2. So 5 plus or minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so that question, guys, turned out to be a bit longer than I expected. But I showed you guys the quadratic formula. I to the power of 4. Acid, what are you talking about? Are you bringing complex numbers into this? Okay, I think I've got one more question for you guys before we start to close out. Okay, it says the area of the trapezium is 50 centimeters squared. Show that x squared plus 5x minus 50 is 0. So guys, in the chat, it's not A-level, Julia. That was still GCSE. Could definitely be that was a GCSE question. In the chat, guys, what is the area of a trapezium? What is the general formula for a trapezium? See you remembers. 22. I see you, Acid. A plus BH all over 2. A plus BH over 2. Half something. Shakila, you will come to understand the quadratic formula. I'll teach it to you properly eventually, yeah? Okay. The area of a trapezium is a half times the height of the trapezium multiplied by the two parallel sides added together, yeah? So in this case, the parallel sides are x plus 2 and x plus 8. So those are these two numbers. Then, the height is the distance between them, so h. So we just need to sub it in, yeah? So it's a half, h, then a plus b, so x plus 2 plus b, which is x plus 8. Then you just need to simplify. Half the sum of the parallel sides. Yeah, good, Fletcher. Simplifying, half. You don't need a bracket around the x, but then you have x plus x is 2x, and then 2 plus 8 is 10. Now, guys, can anyone simplify that a bit more? Who knows how to simplify that just a little bit more? It's easier than you think. Maybe you'll notice it. You can expand if you want, Aqua. I didn't really specify what I meant by simplifying it. Shakila, it's between like 1 and 1.5 hours. Okay, guys, so yeah, it's the half. This half can cancel out the multiples of 2 in the bracket, yeah? So either you just expand everything and you'll see. So half x times 2x, the half will cancel the 2. You just have x times x is x squared. Then you have a half of 10. A half of 10 is 5. But then don't forget, guys, the x. So basically you're just expanding it, yeah? But you could have just factorized out a 2 and then you would have got the same thing. It would have just been x bracket x plus 5, yeah? But then don't forget what I said at the top. The area is 50. So we just equate that to 50. And then as you can see, guys, I just moved the 50 over. So you have x squared plus 5x. Then the 50 moved over is minus 50 is 0. Sweet. All right, guys, in the chat, we're going to solve for x. Factorize it for me. Let's see if you've learned how to factorize it. Factorize x squared plus 5x minus 50. What would you guys choose there? So it wouldn't be a 2x there. I see your heart tick. Don't know where you guys are getting 2x from. Okay, so we have x and x, right? Now for 50, we have plenty of options. And you can go through all of them. But the one that you want that then adds to 5 is going to be 10 and 5. Yeah? 10 and 5 can also add to give you 5, right? I can see you guys put in the answer now. Now be very careful. We want positive 5. So we need 10 subtract 5. Yeah? That gives you plus 5. Then we're going to say x plus 10 is 0 or x minus 5 is 0. Yeah? Then move it to the other side. X is minus 10 or x is, when you move that to the other side, 5. Okay, you guys happy with both my answers? You happy with that? 4 marks, right? Not nice at all. You guys are happy with both my solutions, is it? I think you guys are getting ahead of yourselves here. I see you, Devang. Guys, there's a problem. Exactly. Guys, we can't have negative 10. We're talking about lengths here. X represents a length. Can't be negative 10. So 5 is the only solution there. Yeah? Now you can say good stuff. Good stuff. What's the code word, man? This is like our own little private jokes. No one's going to understand it. Good stuff. So yeah, guys, don't forget, anything to do with lengths can only have positive numbers, yeah? Gustavo! Exactly. Come on. Now, guys, just to close off, remember you guys were asking me about the price and stuff? I told you I was going to give you a crazy discount, yeah? So, this is for the whole year, by the way, yeah? So for the whole year, for everything I was saying before, Jammer the Pro has the mentors. For the whole year, it's just one payment of 400. It works out to £3.70 per hour. That's all. Then for the standard, the one without the mentors, it works out to close to £1.39 an hour. So imagine traditional tuition is usually like at least £30 an hour. Personally, I used to charge over £100 an hour. For you guys, I'm charging no more than £4 an hour for the whole year. So if you guys want this, now this is only going to last. And if you want other options, I can do those for you. But in terms of if you want to pay for the whole year, then you send me the code word summer. Yeah, just go to the description and message me the code word summer, and I'll give you these discounts. But in terms of this price, I'm only doing it for the next week. So if you're interested in something that's worth like less than £4 an hour, then hit me up. Like I said, because you guys are here during summer and I can see you're committed, I only want committed students on my course. Only the real grinders, the ones who are going to do well, that want to work really hard. Those are the people I want on my course. If you're not one of those people, then my course isn't for you. But you can DM me on Instagram, the code word summer, or you can go on WhatsApp if you go on the description. Just to remind you what is included in my course. Yeah. But yeah, all my links are in the description. But guys, remember, we have these lessons every single week until September. My full course starts in September. We got all these sessions up until then. But once my course starts, I'm not doing these anymore. So you can contact me if you want to join me in September. But anyway, guys, before you leave, I want you to spam Gustavo. I want you to spam Lun Gang. But then also remember, guys, on TikTok, make sure you follow me on Neil Does GCSE Maths. Neil Does GCSE Maths. On every video, I want you to spam Lun Gang. I want you to spam Gustavo. Yeah, hit me up on TikTok. Yeah, tell me you're in the stream. Yeah, you're part of the crew now, man. Come on. Yeah, TikTok is free. And yeah, don't forget, guys, the homework. If you want the homework for this lesson, message me as well. I'll put you on the my platform. It's all free as well. Yeah, Gustavo, let's go. Thanks, Lishay. Hashtag Lun Gang and that, Gustavo. And if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to drop them. Although it's a bit crazy at the moment. Remember, guys, the code word is summer. If you want to grab the discount in it. No worries. I'm glad I helped you out, Gustavo and that. Come on, Lun Gang, let's go. See you guys. Hello, how do you get the homework? Just message me. Either on Instagram, NeilDoesMaths, or WhatsApp is in the description. And I'll put you on my platform to get the free homework. Yeah? Lun Gang for life. Angie, message me summer on either Instagram or WhatsApp. And that's how you claim the discount. Yeah. Jade, the homework marks automatically, but then I have video solutions that walk you through how to answer the question if you made a mistake. But then I also have my mentors who can walk you through stuff as well. Uthman, the Discord is part of everything. Yeah. So that's the community access. And it's also how you would get access to your personal mentor. Yeah. Rashini, my WhatsApp's in the description. If you can't find it, which you will be able to, it's in the description. I'm also on Instagram, yeah? Ina, the September program, I'm not sure. It depends. It could be, I can't say how many students would be there exactly because different numbers attend lessons. So it varies, yeah? Tanvir, yes, Ishak is a beast. Noise, Angie. Gustavo, come on. No worries, Rashini. That's fine, Gurpreet. It's part of the process, yeah? It wouldn't be beneficial to you if it was easy, yeah? We're now GCSE stuff. We need to make sure we are challenging each other constantly. No worries, Kanika. Can I sing a song? I can't sing, man. Duos, next year for sure you'll get more. Yeah, for sure you'll get more next year. Mohammed, it's all marked for you, so we will all be able to see it. My team will be able to see your marked homework, but yeah, it knows if you're correct or incorrect when you're going through the homework. Yeah. Ina, there's a lot of stuff you need to in terms of memory. All the formulas for areas and volumes and stuff like that. You need to memorize those. Bottle of water. That's how we say it over here on the British Isles. No worries, Dolly Day. See you. See you, Stacky. That's good. That's what I want to see. Respect. Hey, Ati, the homework is if you message me. Yeah, links in the description on WhatsApp. I'll add you to my homework platform. Angie, yes, I do. Well done, Galactical. Now watch my video solutions. Misho, kind of, but really, it's about. I guess it's there for you to see what you haven't done. I'd say the specification's only useful once you've completed the full specification. Lishay, I'm mixed white and Asian. As my ethnicity. That's what I have to put on the documents. See you, Fletch. See you later, duos. Not much, Salia, for the homework. I'm in London. No worries, E-Man. Thanks, Salma. See you next week, Olu. See you, Anna. No worries. Nice, Galactical. Respect. Thanks, Gage. Thanks, Hubert. Thanks, Hayati. See you next week. No worries, guys. See you next week, yeah? Lun Gang on top. My favourite album ever? That's a difficult question, Uthman. Let me think about that one. See you, Sarah. Bye, Lishay. See you, Jivan. See you next week, Angie. See you, Sully, Gustavo, and Nat. No worries, Zuri. See you, Neha. Bye, Rizwana. See you, Black Hole. And see you to everyone else. I actually can't keep up with the chat. Thanks, Chaos. Bye, Worm. Code vlogs. Unfortunately, I don't teach computer science. See you, AS. Bye, JJ. See you, Stacky, your official Lun Gang. Come on. See you, M. See you, Ikigai. Bye, Abdullah. See you, dudes. See you, Darren. See you, Abdullah. All right. Peace out, guys.